Good morning, students of class 9. Welcome back to the online classes now. Let's continue our English lesson, the snake and the mirror. So, in our previous class, we have talked that there was a big mirror in front of the table. He was tempted to look at it because he wanted to make his presence felt and he wanted to look more handsome. After all, he was a doctor and a bachelor. He was unmarried, and a lot of thoughts came to him. He began to think, and he picked up the comb and he combed his hair. It was 10 o'clock at night after he had his dinner in the restaurant. He entered his room, and at that moment while he was opening the door, he heard the noise, because the noise were made by the rats. It was very common because the room was shared by the writer and the rats. So it was a very small room. It had no lights and it had no ceiling. The room was tiled. It had a tiled roof. Now we'll go to the paragraph 5 and a little bit of paragraph 6. Let's see now. Paragraph 5. The snake and the mirror. The writer sat down in front of the mirror, and made an important decision. He started deciding. He opened the medical book, and since it was very hot, he could not study. It was open, and he looked at the mirror and he made an important decision. What was the decision? The decision was he would shave daily and grow a thin mustache. He would grow a thin mustache. This is called moch. So he would shave daily and grow a thin mustache. To look more handsome, he would shave daily and grow a thin mustache. After all, he is a bachelor and a doctor. He thought, after all, I am a bachelor and I am a doctor. I need to look more handsome and make my presence felt. So that was the decision he made. So that was the decision he made. Now here in the third, he again looked into the mirror. Very often he was combing the hair. He again looked into the mirror and smiled. He smiled at the mirror reflection. He smiled in front of the mirror, and he made another earth-shaking decision, that he would always keep that attractive smile. I'll smile like this in front of the people, in front of other people, and I'll keep this smile always very attractive he would always keep that attractive smile on his face. That was the second decision he made, earth-shaking decision, because he wanted to look more handsome, and so that other people will look at him. He wanted to draw the attention of the other people. Number 4, he heard the noise again. While he was deciding, while he was thinking and making an earth-shaking decision, he heard the noise again. This is the second time he heard the noise. When he entered the room, he heard the noise again, and it was a very common noise. He heard many times because he knew that his room had many rats, and probably the noise is made by the rats. So that's why he did not took any notice. It was very common. He heard many times of this type of noise. Again, while he was deciding, he heard the noise again. He heard the noise again for the second time, that came from above. From above means from the ceiling, from the beams. Because the rat used to move, run through, and there was a regular traffic of rats on the beams that supported the roof, tiled roof. That was the paragraph 5. In paragraph 5, we have learned that the writer, after looking at the mirror, he made two earth-shaking decisions. First one, he would grow a thin mustache and he would shave daily. That was the first decision. Second decision, he will keep that attractive smile always on his face. That was the second decision. Two decisions. Now in the paragraph 6, I wrote only 2 points. In our next class we will continue. In paragraph 6, he got up. After that, he got up from the chair. He lit a bidi. He used to smoke. He lit a bidi, which was very common, and paced up and down. Paced means to walk around like this. He paced up and down. Since he could not sleep, it was too hot, so he paced up and down the room, thinking about his future and thinking about his decision. So he paced up and down the room. At this moment, again, a lovely thought struck him. A lovely thought. A very beautiful thought came to him. What was this beautiful thought? Lovely thought. He would marry a lady doctor. He began to think, I would marry a lady doctor who has got a lot of money as well as a lot of medical practice. And something more he thought. And she should be fat. Whenever I make a mistake at home and had to run, she could not catch me. That's why she should be fat. So that was in our next class, we'll do that. He would marry a lady doctor who had plenty of money as well as a good medical practice. That was his lovely thought while he was pacing up and down the room. He began to think in this way. So what more thoughts struck him, we'll talk about in our next class. So it's a very humorous and as well as very interesting chapter. So we'll meet in the next class and continue our lesson. That's all for today. Stay safe, keep on studying, do regular studies, and that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you for watching the video.